Well, greetings, and once again, welcome back to... Yeah, it's still the Insanity. Last time we left off, we were centralizing production of graphites down here, near the coke area. We have quite a bit of graphite by now. And we also centralized production of... what's it called again? Clay and ceramic. Yes. And then we were starting to move the circuit production, which is used to be here, but now it's gone, and it's moved over here. And then we started to clean up this area, and that's kind of exactly where we left off. And to make this progress a bit faster, I'm going to add some storage chests over here. And just so that the robots can, move things faster into these chests. And here you can see another mod that I have installed, which is called Ghost Cursor something. So when I run out of an item, I get a cursor in my... No, I get a ghost in my cursor instead of not having anything there at all. So we will just be continuing this process of cleaning things up a bit here. Most importantly, we need to fix these rails, because that's kind of why we did this cleanup in the first place. And once that is done, we have few fixes and stuff as usual to do in this episode. And then we might get started on moving or centralizing the production of glass and stone and gravel, because all those items are very related. So that's why I will have one centralized production for all of them. Is things moved out on the way now? We'll see. Yay! Ah, bloody belt. Not sure why we have a solder belt here anyway. So we will be cleaning up... no, this is the wrong thing. We will be cleaning up a lot of these things in this episode. Do we need to have this copper belt? Where are you going? The answer is no. We don't need to have this copper belt, because that copper belt was only going to the train station. And we also don't need to have this iron belt, and we don't need to have this belt of the thing that I never remember the name of. Duralumin. So our friends, the robots, are going to have quite a bit of stuff to do in this episode. And possibly for the foreseeable future. Because I'm guessing that they will not be finished in this episode. And that's completely okay, as long as I don't have to do this job. This belt bus was quite useful in the start. To be honest, I should have added it much earlier than I did. But there's no going back from it now. But now that we have a more cooler train system, it's no longer needed. Which basically means that we can remove it and just have the production go by train instead. Okay, where was I? I was up here. Okay, so please put out some rails over there. Thank you. It seems like we might need this ugly hack a bit longer. But that's okay, I would say. Eventually we will hopefully probably get rid of this as well. And we're putting down some signals here just to fix which direction things should go in. And to not block the crossing and stuff. Good. Now how about we fix this part as well? It seems like we have some obstacles here. Electricity. Who needs electricity anyway? Look at this. Underground belt is in the way. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? I'm afraid that this underground belt is still needed for a little while longer. Perfect. Okay, cleanup time. Not sure what belt this used to be, not sure what belt this used to be, but I can tell that they are no longer needed. Oh, the lead, of course. Yeah, we'll fix that some other way. And this I don't even know what it is, but it seems to be something. So I guess this means that we will eventually be refactoring this production as well of, well, the science packs more or less, I think. So if the last episode was the simple cleanup, I'm guessing that this episode might be the long cleanup or something like that. Ugh. So many things to clean up, but that's good. So my UG is actually really yay! I mean, the job itself is a bit annoying to have to clean things up like this, but the end result is for sure gonna be a lot better than what we have been dealing with previously. Oh, nice. I think I can probably add a couple of more storage chests around here. Cool. Okay. Oh, I never placed this. We should fix that. So now I think we have almost fixed our entire rail setup. The only part left now is this mess down here, which is having, yeah, it's struggling a bit because it's responsible for the titanium ore production, and let's just say that the titanium ore production recently have been not too great, sort of. But I'm guessing that up here was when we had iron plates to supply the titanium production. And unfortunately, we don't have that at the moment, actually. Which reminds me that I might want to remake this mod entirely, because it's such a mess. Oh, and look at this, I found another belt to get rid of. How nice is that? Where is this copper going? Nowhere. Okay, that's interesting. I guess in that case... Okay, it's just going here. Yeah, that makes sense. The lamps are especially important. Very well. I guess it's time to hit the road there then, or rather hit the train. Wherever my train is. Ah. My train is stuck, that's what it is. For a moment I was like, is this an intersection? But no, it isn't, and it shouldn't be. So we will do a bit of rail cleanup here as well. Because these rails can now just go here. And it might look like I'm breaking a piece of rail here now, but the thing is that that piece of rail is actually not needed anymore. Because those rail signals or rail stations that used to be here are more or less no longer operational. As you can see, it's just this organic solvent and saline water, and neither of them is used. What is used, however, is this roboport that we would still like to provide some power to. Thank you very much. And then there is this bloody mess, which we also no longer need. And I don't think I have radar or roboport coverage over here. Which I should probably fix instead of doing this manually, but oh well. We are almost already done with this. So this is a brand new area of a city block that's sort of ready to use. Now, speaking of city block, there are a couple of things, as I said, that I would like to fix. One of them is to get some glass. Hmm. I'm wondering if it would be possible to just add a little... Yes, yes, train, you may pass shortly. Oh, that's the glass. Which is exactly what I want at this moment, actually. And we are struggling with glass for sure. Okay, I need 30 glass for one. Ah, 29, are you kidding me? 50 molten glass. Ugh. Yeah, this is struggling. Okay, that was a bit of a boost. Oh well. We should fix this at somehow. I think I have lots of glass here. Thank you. Now then, please make me a couple of key salk plantations. And then let's head to the key salk farming. Because it just so happens that we're starting sort of to run out of that. And this is no longer to do, really. And this should say key salk. The reason we're here is mostly because we are running out of raw fibers, and at the moment I would not like this to contain any key salk at all. We don't really need to provide that. So I will just be reusing these for other purposes. We definitely don't want a composter here. Because the compost that we get from wood is so much more efficient, essentially. The bad part about this key salk is that they require lots and lots of power. Okay, I'm starting to get annoyed at this mod. I'm not sure it was a good idea after all to install it. I might uninstall it actually after this episode. Yes, yes. Inventory is full. What else is new? Okay. We want a couple of those. And then we want some long-handed inserters, of course. Then we can prepare for yet another one. So the reason why we are doing this is a good question. It's because we just need more raw fibers, essentially. And the way we get more raw fibers is by adding more key salk plantations. Like this. Thank you very much. Oh, and we also need a belt coming in from this direction, containing lamps and sand. And let's see. That also needs power, of course. Because everything needs power. Good. Cleaning up some other parts here then. A high pressure furnace. Yeah, you see 26 raw fibers, and this is supposed to support power production and a whole lot of other things. So essentially, we're having a bit of a problem. But what might be missing actually... Well, now it's... Let's see, when are you going to... When that is more than raw dose. Okay, sure, I guess that maybe kind of makes sense, and eventually it will be bigger. Or we just do a little other feature. Just by having those come in from that way. Good. I'm hoping that this fixes the raw fiber issue. Next on the agenda is to move forward to the drilling fluid area. Because here we have potentially, well, not yet at least, but it might be possible somehow later on that this water just fills the entire thing for some reason. So I'm just going to prepare for that scenario by adding a little pie tank here, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so then next step, let's head to the soldering. Because it just so happens that we are missing solder casting. I meant, of course, let's head to the casting, because we are missing solder casting. And because we currently don't have any request of molten solder here, we need to add that as well. Oh, come on. Could you not clearly see that I did not want to do that? Okay. Item requester, fluid requester. One fluid requester there and one fluid requester there. Perfect. Right, we need a pie tank. Or possibly two. Ugh. I am very much missing big electric poles because I'm missing steel. Because I'm missing a lot of other things. So as much as I absolutely hate doing it, I need to use the old, very, very old not sure what to have that yet, so not bothering coming up with a name. Okay, so this should then be molten solder. And let's say minus 30,000. Molten steel, we actually have. Oh. Maybe we are not missing as that much iron as I thought. This changes our priorities a bit. That's for sure. Wow, that was a surprise. How did this end up here? Maybe I told the train to move it manually, or, well, this iron I can understand because we have a request here. But this steel? Not sure how that happened. And incoming sneeze warning. Or maybe not. Yep. Okay. So let's see. Solder. Very well. Is there free space here? Nope. Ah, of course. I hate this. But oh well, I'm okay with it. Casting unit, thank you. Please provide me with some molten solder, please. Solder. And let's see, I want some hot air from up here. Then I need some power poles, and the reason for my is that I need to use these old ones. God, I hate it. And then, let's see, well, at least I have some big ones. Molten solder is already in the constant combinator, so let's put it here as well. Molten solder. Good. Then just give me some solder, please. Thank you. And then I guess we can get started on this, on the topic of iron. Thank you. So down here we will essentially kind of mirror what we have up there, which means that we will be needing some next lit tiles so that we walk faster, that's for sure. Thank you. And then we need 2 train stations, one for requesting sand casting and one for requesting a hot air. And then, of course, we need an item provider as well. I'm lazy and don't want to move the power pole. Okay, train stations. We need to have a fluid requester, but here let's have a multi-provider. And then let's add an item requester. No, let's make this a fluid requester. And then we can have item requester, okay. So something like... whatever. Something like that, maybe. How is it with coverage here? Oh, we do have coverage. Nice. Then I can focus on the important parts, getting lead plates. And renaming train stations. Casting south. Item requester. Hot air requester. And item provider. Ah. Oh, please don't tell me. Well, yes, it is true. Okay, let's see if we can fix that somehow. First of all, let's find some lead plates so that we can fix a little tank. And then once we have the tank and once we have built this structure over here, then I'm hoping that we can have some more medium electric poles. Simply by bringing some steel to the mall. Okay, so let's see. I would like to have some sand casting. Oh, they don't have any power yet, of course. Just an emergency solution. Okay, let's see then. No solder yet. How are we doing, by the way, with these things? Molten iron, molten copper, molten steel. Okay, so we do have a little molten steel here. So what we want to do... Oh, we also need to request some borax, naturally. Think we can fix that. Borax. Although I think borax might be something that we are currently missing a bit of. So now we're heading to the mall to fix some medium electric poles. And I'm starting to wonder if we have time to fix the new glass area. Let's see. Here, have some steel, although I would like half of it, because I do want to prioritize this. What we have? Get to work, robots! God damn it. We do have medium electric poles. It's not a problem after all. How nice is that? Is there anything else I need from this place? I could use some long-handed inserters. I could maybe use some underground belts. And some regular belts, because why not? Ah, this should be fine. No, I don't want any lamps actually. I'll let the robots fix the lamps. Good. That went better than expected. Okay then, let's head back to this area. Where we will be setting up some iron casting. The interesting thing about molten iron and stuff is that it can also be used not only to cast iron plates but also gear wheels and stuff directly. Which is handy, but the problem is that most of these things are requiring advanced casting, but we could use it to cast bolts. And as for advanced casting, it's on my to-do list, but it's going to take a while longer. As always. Here, have some real power poles. And did I make this request hot air? No, I did not. Let's make this request hot air. Nice. Now then, we need a casting unit. Do I still have a casting unit? I do. Can I make another one? I can't. Very well. So let's put it a bit further up, somewhere over here, maybe. And here we would like to have iron plates and then steel plates and stuff. There's just no good way of rotating this. Kinda would wish that to have one in the front and one in the back, but nope, that's not happening. Well, hello there, hot air. How nice of you to join me. Okay, so borax and sand casting. needs to go sort of over here. Or can we maybe put that even on this side? Yeah, let's try that actually. Then things are not so much in the way here. Filter inserter and borax and sand casting. How nice it is to be able to use these better electric poles again. So you need to get through somewhere, and let's then use a splitter here because I'm guessing it will be useful. Then we need a constant combinator down here, of course, where we would like to say that we would like to have iron plates. Among other things, we would also like to have bolts. And we would also like to have steel plates. And then at some point in the future, we would like to have small parts, although that's gonna take a long while. And we would like to have pipe. And we would like to have underground pipe. And we would probably like to have something else that I completely forgot. As for the ratios of this, I think we want to have quite a bit of iron and steel. Not as much of the, well, maybe small parts, a bit more. And then let's do some mathematics on this. And say that we would like it to have, I don't know, say for everything we would like to multiply it by minus 2000. Here, have some electricity. 2000, 2000, 2000, 4000, 6000, 6000. Look, sounds good to me. And then here comes the fun part, where we will be forwarding this request through the wires to a fast inserter that will have the condition that when iron plates is less than 0, please outsert stuff. Good. Now where is that molten iron? Found it. Okay, now we just need some borax and finish the belt. Sure, use up all the inserters. I need more simple circuit boards, naturally. Cool! So I guess then that means that I can move the rest of the casting over here as well. Sounds like a plan. But first let's rename a train station or two. Ah! God damn it. Okay, let's not rename a train station or two. Damn it. This is not where I want to go. And this is also not where I want to go. That's much better. So look what I found. Okay, basic oxygen furnace, you may stay. Casting units, you may leave. Your work here is done. Or rather, you are needed elsewhere. And this time I will definitely be picking up all of these things. Because I'm going to need this borax. So now this just needs the borax. This is not needed to have over here. Neither is this. This city block hasn't even existed that long, but it's already deprecated. Parts of it, at least. And yeah, we want to have the molten copper somewhere else as well, so you may also move out of the way. Ah. Okay, we do still need the borax, but I'm not so sure we need the sand casting. I don't think we do anymore. It would make sense kinda that if we don't have any casting, we don't need any sand casting. So let's just remove the sand casting request here. Thank you. And then we could maybe bring it with us, but nope. And why do I move so slowly? Thank you. Ooh. We're making progress, at least, I think. Although it feels a lot like we are sort of stuck in just improving existing things, more or less. And let's see, do I want... Yeah, okay, let's have another iron here. Because I think we are going to need quite a bit of iron. But then let's have... those bolts thingies. And then I would also like to have some... Okay, I can prepare another one here for... yeah, one of these recipes essentially. Although all of them require advanced casting. Oh, I can make tinned cable as well using advanced casting. Right. Sure, let's say that we would like to have some iron gear wheels, because that sounds very useful. Then we have the bolts, and let's see. Okay, actually, you know what? Steel plates are much more important. So let's just add some steel plates instead. Molten steel, hot air, and stuff. Molten steel. Sand casting. You don't need borax, but hey, let's keep borax on the belt. Seems like all the iron related stuff needs borax. And then we have another belt over here later on for the advanced casting. Which we will spread out like this. Beautiful. I have some good feelings about this. And it seems like you need some molten iron, naturally. And hot air, of course. Cool. Then we're going to need some inserters that we would very much like to connect to some red wires, please. Bolts less than 0 and steel plates less than 0. And connect this red wire, please. Thank you. Oh, darn it. That's not how it works. That's more like it. And I need more fast inserters. Very well. But look, we have steel, we have bolts, and we have iron. And I think that was about it that we could get from here at the moment. I'm looking forward to the advanced casting, I gotta say. Very much looking forward to that. Do we have copper over here somewhere? No, well, we have the copper, but we don't have any actual copper smelting, or casting rather. So that's something that we should fix. Can I make a casting unit? I cannot, because I am missing steel. And I'm missing simple circuits. So this might be a good time to check on how this new production is doing of the simple circuits. It seems to be standing fairly still. At least we have some. It seems like it requires iron and it requires probably glass or something. Here, have some iron. Oh dear, it needs a lot of things. Although some of these things are not that important because we have still a supply of them, but the things that are less than minus 1k, those are currently being requested and it seems like that goes slowly. But oh well. At least we got what we wanted. So let's add another casting thing. And our robots are fairly busy. 830 entities are missing construction robots. That means that they have a lot of stuff to do. So let's add casting for copper. What's this? Oh, that's solder, okay. Ah! Why are things always in the way? Because I build them that way. But why do I build them that way? Well, because I'm stupid, probably. No, you're gotta be kidding me. Why do you need borax? Ugh. That's not optimal, and this is starting to be a little bit of a mess. Which is telling me that I'm going to move this to the other side. As long as I can bring down a little pipe. Seems like a good start to a good opportunity to start building in the other direction. So this is the advanced casting. Let's request advanced casting, even though we don't have it at the moment. Cool. Now then, let's build an inserter here to take things out of this thing. Oh, you need hot air as well. And I need pipes. Luckily, I know a place where I can get some iron, so that's good. Okay, copper plates. Though I haven't set up this request for copper plates yet. But that should be fairly easy. Copper plates, how about 3 of you? And how about some copper cables as well? 2 of you. Cool! Now we just need that advanced casting, and then we could do some cool things over here. Where's my train? Oh, it's up there. Makes sense. Although while I have the car over here, I might as well take the opportunity to go for a ride in the car. Because it's time to start filling in the next city block, which will be for stone, gravel, sand, pure sand and glass. Or at least a subset of these. So the research is currently still missing titanium. Which is not really surprising. I'm hoping that maybe this new city block can help with that too. And the more I think of it, the more I realize that we might want to have 2 different city blocks for this. Because there are just so many different stone related things that we can get. Thank you, car. You have been very helpful. You may stay there a while. Because we have other things to fix. Namely, if I can find myself in... I don't recognize this more clean area. Feels very strange. So we have, I think this is where we have some production of tin chromium alloy. And it's currently naturally lacking tin. Which is why we are going to move it, like all other things. Well, it's actually not lacking tin, it's lacking chromium, because we are no longer producing chromium over here. And neither should we. Thank you, robots. Very kind of you to visit. Because this chromium production has already moved. And then it would kind of make sense to move the tin chromium production along with it. Damn, this is a lot of robots. But I'm busy, robots, so talk to you later. Okay, crew. Why did we stop? Okay, tin chromium. Chromium processing has moved over here. And that's where we will set up the tin chromium processing. Because it's easy to request tin in this area. And we already have chromium there, so why not? So you may have some tin, and you may have some tin chromium alloy. And then let's see what we can do. What was that huge building? It was probably a smelter. And this is going to require some fluid fuel, isn't it? Well, yes it is. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it? Now I already regret this decision, but oh well. Iron, niobium, nope. Duralumin, nope, nope. Tin chromium alloy, yes. Luckily we have a little blueprint for how to set up a fluid requester. So seems like a good opportunity to use it. And please request some benzene. Because that's about the best fluid fuel that we have. So then let's see. I would like to have a filter inserter to give me some chromium. And I probably want this to be related to this. So if when chromium is more than tin chromium, please do this. And at the moment it naturally isn't. And then I would like to have this tin plates coming from down here. Using a filter inserter naturally. And then this should just be inserted into this. And outserted as well. Thank you very much. Then, of course, a condition here that checks for if tin chromium is less than 2000. Thank you very much. Oh. It's also helpful if the train actually has a way to get here. Something like that. Or actually, something like that. Thank you. Now I will be moving out of the way. let's see where we have these train stations. Oh, we have something over here. What? Why did you... I don't get these things. Okay, so this is chromium processing, carbon dioxide requester. And this is wood processing, wood production, carbon dioxide provider. Alright, cool. Now let's head to our parking and continue messing around with some cleanup in this old spaghetti land. I can't keep this. Okay, what's this? Lamps less than 0. Yes, that's very important. Please continue doing that. What's this? This is solar, no longer needed. This is steel, no longer needed. Cool. And this is rail production, which we can move at some point to somewhere else. And maybe to avoid having an inventory that's just too full, maybe I should remove things using the deconstruction planner instead. Sounds like a plan, doesn't it? Didn't have that much actually to put in the chest, surprisingly. There's almost nothing left now of our old bus. Iron is not needed here. Steel is sort of still needed here. So let's keep that one a while longer, because it's needed for the bio thingy production. I'm curious about this aluminium pipe. Where are these going? That's what I thought. Nowhere. I'm going to help these robots a bit, because I think it takes a lot of time for them to clean the belts from items, so it's better if I take the items instead. Even though my inventory has a tendency to be fairly full. At least I move pretty fast on these Nixley tiles, so cleaning things up should not be too hard. Nice! Goodbye, old production. Oh, hello, robots. When there are a lot of robots right next to me, I'm just standing still and let the robots do their job of giving me items. Because I like getting items. Especially when I have asked for them. Here, have some solder. And in fact, have some aluminium. Cool! Things are surely starting to look better here. Why do we have this huge pipe of hydrogen, of all things? Because it's not like it's super easy just to make a bit of hydrogen where you need it. Where is this pipe going? Are you kidding me? It used to go to the production of the Ralesia that we had up here once upon a time. But now that production is gone from this place, so it's sort of going nowhere. So I guess there's only one thing to do then. Getting rid of it. Oh. No, don't remove our next lid tiles. Please don't. I mean, come on, how many hydrogen pipes do we have anyway? Okay, that's about it. Thank you. Oh, soldiers on belts. How about we take them? And some duralumin. More soldiers. Take all the things so that the robots don't have to. This is one hell of a cleanup. I mean, now we even have room for some train stations in this old mess. What's this? Why do I have a coke belt here? Just why? Sure, maybe you were used for something at some point, but not anymore. Why do we have graphite? I don't want this graphite. I'm pretty sure I don't need to have this graphite here. If I want graphite, I will request it from LTN. The only place where I want graphite right now is in my inventory, so that the robots don't have to take it away. Stop it. Where is this graphite coming from? Oh, from over here. Well, we no longer need this production actually. Thank you for the autosave. "706 entities are missing construction robots." Oh well. You will get the construction robots eventually. Oh, hello train. Nice of you to stop by. Where are you going? Okay, you are actually going somewhere. Okay, sure, fine. Maybe eventually we will change this production. Ugh. Right, I almost forgot about this part. Fine. It will just stay there a while longer. I think though that I'm curious about this tar that we have here. Where is it going and what is it, where does it come from? It's naturally coming from this area with the stone processing. It's still honestly not too shitty of a tar recipe. It's going into the tank, that's allowed. And then we have a pipe over here that is going nowhere. So that's a candidate for deconstruction. And then it's continuing up here, where it's going into that processing for the rubber. Guess that's okay, and it's also going to the creosote for some treated wood. We don't need the treated wood over here at least. We also produce aromatics from it for some reason, because we want the polybutadiene, which is also needed in this rubber processing. At least the rubber is full. That's some good news. Oh, and here we have a belt of iron and copper that does not seem to be used. Can't even remember what it once upon a time was used for, but I'm sure it was something more or less useful. And now that we have a belt, That's something that we could clean up in using our dear inventory. Thank you. Oh, and speaking of cleaning up, also happened to find some more duralumin. Yes, yes, you will get some more duralumin later at some point somehow. Until then, you'll just have to be satisfied with the duralumin that you have there. Well, I think that's pretty decent cleanup. Still need to fix some animals. There's still a couple of animals and plants that I would like to start the breeding of. But hey, that's no rush, no rush. So yeah, I think I'm quite happy with this processing. Where is all this hot air coming from and being used for? Okay, you are going here. You are going there, that's allowed, but why do you take this detour into strange territory? Oh well. So I'm not sure if there is anything else I can clean up at this moment. I'm sure I will think of something at some point. But for now, I think that's it for this episode. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the cleanup and the refactoring, and see you in the next episode.